qu'il y a des ajouts? Oui, il y a un ajout.
Moi, j'aimerais enlever 6.1, M. le maire, parce qu'on l'a passé à la régulière. Merci beaucoup.
OK. M. Berlinguette, avez-vous un ajout?
Oui. Deuxième demande de résolution pour le des pompiers, donc cheval des pompiers volontaires. Je vois quel numéro ça va.
On va remplacer 6.1.
6.1, OK.
C'est un nouveau 6.1, c'est ça?
Tout le monde en faveur? Merci. Intérêt pécuniaire? Aucune. Délégation? Aucune. Pétition? Aucune. Avis de motion? Allez-y, M. Berlinguette.
Qu'il soit résolu que le Conseil mandate le directeur du service de la protection à développer, ça c'est M. Wilson, à développer et implémenter un programme de recrutement actif dans le but d'encourager les femmes à devenir des pompiers volontaires.
Secondé. M. Levert. M. Levert. Tout le monde en faveur? Est-ce qu'il y a des questions?
Oui, c'est ça.
Moi, j'ai une question.
Moi
Oui.
aussi.
Allez-y.
Dans le Fire Master Plan, c'est fait partie d'une des, je pense que ça fait partie d'une des recommandations. Donc, j'aimerais attendre peut-être qu'on discute du Fire Master Plan en groupe, puis peut-être inclure ça comme fait partie des recommandations qu'on pourrait accepter comme ville, mais le faire juste ad hoc de même, je pense que ça ne dessert pas l'optique du Fire Master Plan, M. le maire.
M. Berlinguette, seriez-vous d'accord là-dessus?
Ben moi, l'idée, c'est, je ne sais pas combien de temps ça va prendre pour évaluer ça, mais l'idée, c'est comme j'ai compris qu'il y a un besoin. Il y a un manque de personnel de volontaires dans le jour, de 8 à 4, et comme on a découvert, c'est que un groupe intéressant qui pourrait remplir ce manque-là, ce serait les volontaires féminins.
Mais
Et tout ce que je...
il n'y a rien qui empêche
Non.
les dames de venir, parce qu'on a déjà eu des dames qui étaient pompiers volontaires. On avait deux, une secousse. We had two.
We had to correct. Currently, we have none.
No, but we did have
Oui,
some.
mais 0 sur 70, ça veut dire que je pense que la population, ce serait bon de les rappeler que les postes sont ouverts à mâles et femelles, pas juste aux hommes, parce que c'est un des hommes qui fait quelques-uns dans le monde.
Fait que vous voulez pas attendre des fois de suite.
J'aimerais mieux qu'on repasse l'annonce et bien que M. Wilson, activement, comme se présenter à la Joule 92.5 pour leur en parler. Hey, on cherche des pompiers volontaires dans le jour, on est ouvert à avoir des...
Are you fully staffed?
Yeah, so right now we're at our upper limit of staff that's been approved by council. So we're at 70, which is why in the fire service master plan there's a discussion of increasing that to 90 to give us the flexibility to try and attract daytime volunteers of whatever gender. Some other departments have done some interesting initiatives in terms of trying to attract females into the firefighting profession. So there have been a lot of departments that have run firefighter boot camps type deal specifically targeting women to show them that they can do the job and that there are ways that they can certainly be actively engaged in doing those jobs. Ultimately, we can come back to you with some proposals on what that looks like. What we're hoping tonight is that you'll receive and file the report and direct us to come back to you with a list of recommendations and how we can move that forward.
So we'll be looking at that next meeting.
This meeting.
Well, right now, we're suggesting we can ask the service to come back with a report for next meeting.
As opposed to what that is...
As opposed to, Mr. Wilson could come back with a report on this, or do you want to wait?
But aren't we addressing the fire?
So you're going to do.
Oui, on va
C'est juste pour indiquer que ça va être la prochaine chose à régulière.
Yes, Madam Cole.
Our objective, Mr. Wilson and I, before we got flooded, I did spend quite a bit of time going through the recommendations in the Fire Service Master Plan. We have a draft outline of what our comments are and recommendations to council. I'm 99% sure it will not be ready for the next council meeting. There are 43 recommendations within the report, and I believe that it will now be rescheduled. We had anticipated having it for the June 5th meeting, but it's probably going to be the second meeting in June. Once we get all the recommendations fleshed out for you, and at that time we will be addressing the option that's in the report to increase the number of volunteer firefighters. So I would caution council, as Mr. Wilson has identified, we are fully staffed right now. If we start a campaign to encourage people to apply and we're fully staffed, we have to come to council and ask you for permission to staff above the level that's approved. So that'll be coming through the recommendations in our report. We appreciate the initiative. I think it's an interesting one and we're going to encourage all members of the community. We probably have stay-at-home people that work from home, who might not have thought about a career in volunteer firefighting. So I think we have to approach everybody. So,
Mr. Wilson?
I think, if I may, Mr. Mayor, one of the other things that we really wanted to do was get the report out in the public, and if there are ideas from any of our workforce members as well as members of the general public and council as a whole, we're certainly open to hearing some of those ideas. So by putting the report out there and making it a public document, which we need council to receive and file to do, then that opens the door to some of those ideas and some of those concepts as we work forward in bringing you a report on how we will address the recommendations in the Fire Service Master Plan.
Bon, comme je dis, c'est juste donner le mandat au directeur du service de développer et implémenter un programme. Alors, on peut dire, tu n'as pas besoin de l'implémenter tout de suite, mais au moins d'y penser.
Tout le monde en faveur?
Il n'y a pas d'en parler.
C'est une motion.
Monsieur. Le rapport des comptes étudiés, eh bien, vous savez que demain, on s'en va au Parlement pour se faire connaître. Et tous les maires de presque Sud vont être là. Rapport des comités.
Je risque d'avoir également une rencontre jeudi pour la semaine.
Oui, avant de liquide. Pour le département d'urbanisme. C'est une réunion publique.
Est-ce que je peux demander une question là-dessus? Est-ce que j'ai le droit? Sur une question pour le rapport. Pour la cimenterie, parce que je crois, I could be wrong, on a tous reçu des appels ou des courriels. Est-ce que c'est une question juste parce que je ne sais pas la réponse? Est-ce que votre rôle en tant que maire ici et représentant au comté est d'écouter aux opinions des membres du conseil envers est-ce que nous autres on appuie la cimenterie ou est-ce que c'est quelque chose que vous prenez comme décision?
C'est une décision qui est prise au comté parce que c'est amené par le département d'urbanisme du comté et non de la municipalité.
Okay.
Donc c'est les maires qui vont décider en tant que conseil du comté.
Alors, nos opinions ont aucune...
Ben,
vous n'êtes pas là pour amener nos opinions au comté, c'est votre décision?
C'est la décision du conseil même au comté.
OK, puis c'est beau. Merci.
Mais j'assume, par contre, M. le maire, ici, comme là, dans ce cas précis-là, on n'est pas impacté directement par cette décision-là. J'assume que le cas échéant, où est-ce qu'il y aurait quelque chose comme ça qui arriverait sur le territoire de la cité Cangeois.
Là, c'est nous autres. Parce que là, ce qui arrive, c'est que la seule chose qu'on fait au comté comme c'est là, c'est de faire un changement de zonage. Le plan même pour bâtir et tout, ça va être décidé par la municipalité même de Champlain.
Qui a voté contre.
Qui a voté contre.
Zonage.
Le changement de zonage, je veux dire qu'ils ont le droit d'être là. Parce que l'affaire est, c'est que si on vote contre notre urbaniste qui recommande le projet, il faut engager un autre urbaniste, il faut engager d'autres avocats pour aller à la Cameroun. Pour les défendre. Puis là, tout ce qu'on fait, c'est changer le zonage. On ne donne pas la lumière verte que le projet peut être bâti. Ça, c'est la municipalité complètement qui a le contrôle là-dessus. Et puis, s'ils disent non, là, la compagnie peut aller à Camo, puis tout faire. La province peut arriver et dire non, nous autres, on est d'accord, puis ils peuvent bâtir.
Oui, non, je comprends. C'est parce qu'avec tous les appels qu'on a reçus, je ne savais pas exactement qu'est-ce que mon rôle était à jouer là-dedans envers votre rôle au comté. C'était juste une question.
Non,
Merci.
Parce qu'on comprend que c'est un sujet qui est de l'heure, qui est un peu chaud pour les résidents de cette région.
Oui.
M. Zant apporte un bon point.
Oui. OK.
Merci.
C'est bon. 9.1, désignation comme étant un chemin public, rue Bois.
Je peux le lire, monsieur le maire?
On y va.
Un petit instant, mon ordinateur est un peu... OK, bon. Que le comité plénière recommande que le Conseil adopte le règlement 2017-68 étant un règlement pour dédier les parties 3 et 4 du plan 50R-105-89 comme une voie publique tel que recommandé par le département d'infrastructure et d'aménagement du territoire.
Secondé. M. Grimard. Question?
Beaucoup ce soir.
En faveur? Merci. Désignation de terrain non assujetti à la réglementation de partie de l'eau Clarence Crossing.
Que le comité plénier recommande au conseil municipal d'adopter le règlement 2017-67 étant un règlement relatif à la désignation de terrains non assujettis à la réglementation de partie de l'eau applicable aux blocs 39, 40 et 41 du plan 50M-323 localisés à l'intérieur du projet résidentiel de Clarence Crossing à Rockland.
Secondé. M. Berlinguette, question? En faveur? Merci. Plan directeur du service des Saint-Gentil. M. Grimard.
Que le plan directeur du service des incendies soit reçu et que le comité plénier mandate l'administration de préparer un rapport afin d'apporter des recommandations à être considérées par le Conseil.
Secondé. M. Lalonde. André. Question? En faveur? Merci. Autre item? Est-ce qu'il y a des questions pour les directeurs? M. Lalonde.
Non, allez-y, M. Lalonde.
Mr. Dark, for you. In light of, the recent flooding and all that kind of stuff that happened, I see an item here like for Clarence Crossings and any other development that's going to be coming down the pipeline. Is your department going to be reviewing what we thought were the areas of concern for flooding and try to the best of the department's capacity to try to avoid or maybe modify certain plans that may need to be changed in light of the current flooding?
We can certainly take a look at it. I know as a general statement, when we're reviewing applications now, we always have the developer take a look at floodplains and make sure that development does not occur in those areas. It should not, there shouldn't be development in floodplains. Now, I appreciate that there's sort of a grandfathering for a lot of developments that have some history to them. But when we deal with our applications now, we're very conscious of floodplain areas and not to allow.
Is there a follow-up question to that? Is there a way with agencies such as NAV Canada or maybe any other type of government agency that oversees those kinds of things for floodplains to maybe look at, in light of what happened moving forward, are there any adjustments to the current floodplains we have, and are those the right ones? Did they behave the way that they were supposed to be, or did we get any surprises or stuff like that?
No.
So we can foresee issues down the road? That would be something I think we should seriously look at.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the data is out there.
I'd like to
I
pass
think I'd
comments.
let Mr. Wilson speak because all that sugar's starting to act up on him.
Well,
and he really wants to speak. You know how he is after a while.
He usually likes the last word. I'll let him have that because today's the day, but I'm having the first word. So, as part of the debrief, that will be one of the items that comes out of the debrief that we'll be bringing back to council for consideration, or just your information of where we are actually with floodplains in the city of Clarence Rockland. It was made very clear by the Provincial Emergency Operations Center that they were severely lacking in mapping and understanding where the floodplains were. Over to you, Mr. Wilson.
Through the mayor to the councillor, I guess one of the things that South Nation has made us aware of over the last couple of months is that they are currently redoing all of the floodplain mapping throughout South Nation's portion of the Conservation Authority. I haven't had that same level of conversation with Rideau Valley, but they're not really in our municipality. So where the South Nation portion of the watershed does cover parts of our municipality, I believe they are working through that, and we should get that information. There is an area that is sort of this, as the Conservation Authorities term it, a no man's land, which is really
Which is the affected area.
the urban area, Rockland and along
Even
the
St.
river.
Pascal's got a flood area where nobody builds. And we you've seen.
No, I think what Mr. Wilson is saying, if there's an area where South Nation doesn't manage, so same thing for half of Clarence Creek and most of the village or town of Rockland.
And Marie-Ève informed me, I was talking to her today, and she will insist on the 45 feet or 45 meters
Above sea
above
level.
sea level.
Elevation.
This is something, if it had been applied everywhere, we wouldn't have a problem.
Exactly.
So, I mean, some of the challenges we have are exceptions that were made previously.
Yes,
I'll leave it at that.
yes.
Okay. Autre question, M. Lalonde?
Since the minister has declared the area as a disaster area, do you know when they be notified what is qualified for applying for grant for financial support? Or
Well, there's two streams of funding, correct? One for the municipality, one for the ratepayers. Mr. Kehoe is on it, and I will defer to him to pass comment.
So the ratepayers have a separate program, as Ms. Collier says. They are to contact the government directly, the government of Ontario. So their website has all the instructions of the documents that they need to complete and what they need to do in order to submit an application to the province. We do not see any of that. It's dealt with directly at the province. With respect to the other program that's for the municipality, we are collecting all of our costs that have been incurred to date and will be incurred, including the cleanup costs, including road reconstruction, so there's still a lot of costs to occur. We have, as is the case with the ratepayers, we have 120 days, their program as well, they have 120 days in which to capture costs and then send that to the province. So we will be submitting our costs as soon as we have them all to the province. And as I mentioned, the program covers the municipality to the extent that we reach a cap, or a limit, sorry, of 3% of our own taxation, which works out to $521,000. So we have to incur costs of at least $521,000 in order to qualify. And it looks like when we include everything in it, it's going to be beyond $521,000.
so it's not 3% of that 521. It's 3% of our tax receivable.
If we exceed 521,000, we get 75% of 521,000 plus 95% of any dollar over 521,000.
But if you only have $500,000,
You'll
you'll
get
get
it.
anything.
That's
So
the
you
way the
want-
program works.
But for the ratepayer, you see there's a provincial contact.
They
Do they have that
they have all
Yes,
that
they do.
information on our website, and they have,
in the booklet that you
Yes.
got?
Yep.
It's there?
yes.
Yes, and it's all on the ministry website, it's very clear where it is. And, you know, at this point, it then leaves us to then, it becomes a private matter between them and the province to make the application for that funding.
But we
So-
don't know what they're entitled to.
No. Other than that, they've set the program up for the ratepayers. So after that, it's up to them to put the application in.
They do have amounts, Mr. Mayor, like if you go
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
province
Yes,
web,
oh, yes.
like they give
It
400,
caps out at $250,000.
but even for
there
certain
are-
amounts, it's
there are
like
specific amounts per
$450
item.
for TVs.
Yes.
And the
So-
thing is
Very-
that primary residents are covered, but
Yeah.
secondary are
I know.
not. I asked the MPP to maybe look if there was another place we could get a small one-time shot amount, and he's looking into it and he'll get back to us.
So.
Autre question? Okay. Monsieur Levac.
Mr. Dave, thank you very much, in my word at least. The graders have been out, whether it be Levy, Lacroix, everything's nice. Coupal has been graded really well, and we seem to have a really good base on that road right now. So, thank you very much. I think the residents really appreciate it.
That's it?
That's it.
Very good. That was not a question, but a comment. Autres commentaires ou questions? Monsieur Kehoe?
Hopefully it's the last word. But, Mr. Mayor, some of the councillors might have heard on the radio or TV today about a serious IT virus that's out in the world right now, WannaCry virus. So our IT folk are on it. We are going to be hiring a consultant under emergency plan. It is an emergency situation, Mr. Mayor. The virus can be very severe. So we're hiring a firm and we'll report back to council on the costs in the next few weeks.
C'est tout? Ajournement, 9h10.